My name is Cruz Santiago. Today we'll be doing the QPPW workout, Quarantine Partner Party workout, or Final Practical for those of you who know what I'm talking about. Some of the things we're going to need today later, and I'll address it as they come. Some bands for our stretching. We have alternatives for those of you that don't have bands. Some kind of weight or something you can simulate, make a weight out of. And water, of course. We'll discuss those as they become necessary in the workout, and I'll let you know before that portion of the workout when you'll need it. That being said, you'll also need a partner. Some of the things before we begin, in terms of how hard we're working, we'll go over RPE to scale of 1 through 10. The max effort, 10, you're kind of failing. 1 is like I'm sitting here right now talking to you. For the warm-up, which is the first thing we'll do, will probably be around RPE 2 to 3, depending on where you're at in the warm-up. Anytime you feel like you're going over that, kind of dial it back. And we'll rediscuss those RPE numbers before each segment as they'll change. Because you are working with a partner, feel free to use the talk test as well. At all times, you need to be able to communicate with your partner, but don't cheat yourself. You should be breathing hard at certain points in the exercise. That being said, grab your partner and let's get started. So the warm-up's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to start with leg swings. We're going to do leg swings forward and then sideways. So you can hold on to your partner for stability. We're going to do 10 each side. Really warming up the hip. It's a dynamic movement. Also going to help later on for like running, any kind of flexion, extension of the knee. So swap, don't get confused like us. Start with the other side. Good job, guys. Next thing you're going to do are sideways ones as well. So you can still hold on to your partner the same way, and you want to really move side to side in front of you. It's a little harder to balance. If you need to, you can always do more than 10 if you're a little stiffer. I usually am, so on my own I'd do more than 10, whatever works for you guys. Alright, the next movement is going to be arm circles. Pretty simple, just warming up the shoulders. You're just going to do 10 each side again. We're going forward right now, so clockwise. Alright, once you got that done, we're going to go counterclockwise. So in reverse, 10 each side once again. Switch. Great job, guys. So the next one we're going to do is a little walkout. Really focus on getting a good stretch in your shoulders as well as your back. Other thing to keep in mind, you're going to see us doing is kind of a knee push-up on our way up. That's to kind of warm up for push-ups and burpees in the future. And we're going to just do 6, so 3 and 3 back, whatever works in the space you have allotted to you. Great job, guys. How much you'll be able to do is really dependent on how much flexibility you have, as well as like the push-ups, don't push it. Hamstring and lower back will be a big deal for that. So the next thing we're going to do is the windshield wipers. So what that's going to look like is you're going to lay flat on your back.
keep your arms against the ground if you can, and then you're going to rotate the trunk with your legs up here. So we'll just do 5 each side, so a total of 10. Feel free to do more if you feel like you need to of any warm-up so that you're ready for the exercises. Great job, guys. So the next exercise we're going to do, it's a little lunge with a rotational twist. So we'll do 10 in total, 5 on each leg. Really focus on warming up that back like we were just doing, as well as the quads. Each time you use a different leg for the lunge, just go ahead and swap which side you twist to as well. Great job, guys. You can go however deep in the lunge you need to in order to feel comfortable with your stretch. That being said, you can also control how wide you're lunging. Great job, everyone. So the last one, just to get the heart going a little bit, be a nice little run. What we're gonna do is run to the post in the background and back. Nice little 100-meter jog. Be good to go. All right, great job. If you want to get your heart rate up some more, you can do a couple more of those, whatever works for you. At the end of the day, you need to do what gets you comfortable and ready for the exercise. You know your body better than anyone else. So take this time, get some water. If you need to stretch something else, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to explain the next exercise, i.e. the first part of our workout. So we are doing a full body workout. So some of the movements you're going to need to do are push-up high fives. So you gotta be able to do a push-up first of all. And what that looks like is just like what we were doing in the warm-up for the walkouts. And feel free to do them on your knees if you need to. For the majority of the video, you'll see me doing maybe some of the harder stuff, and she'll kind of demonstrate some alternates. So you can do either one safely. So the first thing you're gonna do is do a standard push-up. And then you're gonna reach out, give your partner a high five, and then you alternate hands. Alright, the next movement you'll see is a squat throw. So you're gonna need whatever weight you needed to simulate. We have a canister here. You can fill it with whatever kind of weight you need to augment how heavy it is. That'll make things easier. It's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is squat, throw the object back and forth to one another. Use the momentum from your legs at the top to really drive the throw. Great job, everyone. So the other movement we're gonna have is an ab rotation. How that works, you and your partner wanna lay back to back. Sit, excuse me. And you're literally just gonna twist and hand it off. Make sure you're really engaging the core in there. All right, so how this is gonna work, those 3 movements were a single set. So what we're going to do is 3 sets, each movement, you'll do 10 reps, all right, total. So you and your partner each do their 10, move to the next movement. So again, high five push-up, squat throw, ab rotation. If you'd like, feel free to take a few seconds rest between each set if you need to. For this, our RPE will be between 4 and 6, so you'll be breathing a little heavier, really getting cranked up for the next part of our workout. All right, so when you guys are ready, put down your water, done stretching, we're gonna get to it. Remember, it's 3 sets of 10. in mind, any point in time, you can always augment how you do your push-ups. So if you need to go knees, if you want to make it harder, you can always put your hands closer. Forgot what hand I was on. Great job, guys. Once you're done with that one, move into the squat throw. For the squat throw, keep in mind the amount of weight you use will dictate how difficult it is, as well as the distance from your partner. You can always change that up. Also, try to keep with a 90-degree squat to start. The deeper you go, the more difficult it will be. You'll activate more glutes as well. Alright guys, next one, the ab rotation. Remember to keep the core tight. You wouldn't really be using that unless of your back for the movements. And then when you're ready, you can swap directions. You're going to choose to do 5 and 5 one direction, or you can alternate directions during sets. Great job, everyone. So that was one set. So we're going to do 2 more. If you need to, take a few seconds rest, not too long, get a sip of water, whatever you need to do. You need to tie your shoes, or if you're not wearing shoes, bring the proper footwear next time. And all right, we're going to start with the push-ups again. Good job, guys. Good depth in the push-ups. Squat throws next. Try to keep the weight close to your chest whenever you do the squat. You'll use that momentum to toss the weight. Good job, everyone. Ab rotation to finish. If you want to add more difficulty, you can always try to keep your feet up as well. A little more advanced. When you get halfway, remember, swap sides. Great job on the second set, guys. Keep in mind, make sure you're in that 4 to 6 RPE zone. See how you're talking to your partner. You know, you want to be breathing a little hard, but you should still be able to communicate at this point. So, last set. Great work, guys. You push up. Remember, keeping your whole body one unit, not waving in the back. Squat throws next. If you feel like your back's starting to bend, or you feel it in your back, you need to reduce the weight a little bit. Try to keep proper form all the way through. Safety is most important. Great job, everyone. So the next one, ab rotation. Alright, good job, guys. Pushing through at the end there. So go ahead, take another few seconds while I explain the next part of our exercise, as well as get some water. So the next exercise we're going to do is consist of 3 movements once again. So we're going to be stepping it up with the same movements, but kind of pushing the pace a little more. So throughout this, your RPE is going to be between 7 and 9. Nine's like your peak as hard as you can go. Kind of decide how you feel about each piece and give it your all, basically. So what we're gonna do, first movement is a burpee. So it's very similar to the push-up. If you need to, you can switch up how you do it. That being said, when you go down, you can go down as one element out, or when you go down, you can choose to step out. So whatever's easiest for you. Once again, knees for your push-up or a regular push-up, and you can either bring both in one element or separate. Jump at the top. So that's gonna be the burpee. Next one we're gonna do is a squat jump. So you're gonna do a squat like we were doing with the weight, but this time without it. All you're gonna do is squat, jump at the top. Use the momentum from the squat coming up to jump. If you're not comfortable going deep, that's okay. You can just hit 90 degrees, jump, good to go. Last movement, we're gonna hit the core again. It's gonna be flutter kicks. Now we haven't done a flutter kick yet. What that looks like, you lay down flat on the ground, and then you just kick your feet. You don't want your feet to touch the ground. You don't want to raise them too high. Keep it in a nice challenging zone. You can keep your hands flat if you'd like. If you need a little help when you're struggling, you put your hands under your butt. And it's that easy. Anytime you need a rest, obviously you can set your feet down on the ground for a little bit. If you don't want to rest, still want to challenge yourself, you can do a little wider kicks. That'll make it a little easier for you. Control the speed at which you kick. So we're going to do those three movements. In between each movement, you're going to have a run. So we're using for the post and back, once again, maybe 50 to 70-ish meters is what that looks like. Do it however much you'd like. So while one partner is working, doing the movement, the other person's going to run. When they come back, you're going to swap places. We're going to start with burpees, then move to squat jumps, then flutter kicks. The amount of reps you get on each exercise will be dictated by how long each person takes to do the run. So we're going to do that. We're going to have 3 rounds, 30-second rest between each round. So you get a little breather, get some water, assess, see how you're working. If you want to push a little harder, push harder. If you want to dial it back, you dial it back. So the first one we're going to start with is burpees. Keep in mind, guys, you want to keep your back straight, one single element, up and down throughout the push-up. If you ever feel like you don't want to cheat yourself either. You want to take off as soon as your partner's ready. So you're going to start the next movement. Get uncomfortable with the jump, keep in mind you can always just squat. Flutter kick's the last movement. Once again, do whatever pace works for you best. Challenge yourself. So when you start again, you want to alternate who went first. So whoever started burpees first, they're going to run first this time. Some water, breather, assess where you're at. Once again on the RPE scale, we're working between a 7 and 9, so you should be working pretty hard right now. 30 seconds is up. We're going to be ready to go. If you need more time, it's okay. Try to take more than a minute. So once again, burpees. single element going down. If you need to, the knees are okay too.
All right, squat jumps, as you saw her doing. Doing the squat, you want to be driving from your heel for power. When you get up there to jump, you want to drive off your toes, get some calves in there. Use the power from your deep squat, get you going.
Good job, everyone. We're almost to the second round. Once again, flutter kicks. Switch up hand placement if you need to.
Alright guys, take 30 seconds. Once again, assess where you're at. Talk to your partner, see how you're both feeling. Take some water. We got one more round to go. Keep in mind, we're going to swap again. So, you started burpees last time. You're going to run first. You ran first, you're going to start with the burpees. If you want, mix it up. You can always swap the order in which you do these if you want to swap up the monotony. Also, if you're like, hey, it's too easy, feel free to do more rounds. Cut the workout short. Whatever works for you. Same side, if it's too much, extend the rest time. You want to first? Discuss with your partner who's doing what before you begin. You guys are ready? Get started.
Good job, guys. At this point, you're probably really tired. Just push through.
You made it through the last 2 rounds. You're almost there. Squat jumps again. Almost there, guys. Last exercise, flutter kicks.
Push through. This is the end. Give it all you got.
All right, everyone. Great job. Take a few minutes rest. Get some water if you need to. At this point, we won't need the weighted jug anymore. We will be using the bands if you need to. We have alternates without the bands as well, but if you were planning on using them, go ahead and grab them now. See if you want to use those for the cool down. You and your partner take a few seconds, get some water, catch your breath. First thing we're going to do, show you with the bands, is a posterior stretch for the hamstrings and quads, or excuse me, hamstrings and calves. So I'm going to be doing it with a band, and then we'll show you without the band. Actually, if you're here, we'll be doing the standing version without the band, so you get an idea of both. Once I do the hamstring one, I'll show you the standing one as well.
So the first thing we're going to do, take the band, put it up near your toes, lay it flat back, and you can pull, control how much tension you have with the band. You're going to stretch in your hamstrings and in your calves. If you want, you can point the toe down as well and get a deeper stretch. Also helps with your dorsiflexion. Switch sides whenever you're ready. You want to hold each one for about 15 to 20 seconds. If you didn't have a band, you can do this as well, like she's doing. Still going to stretch your posterior side. Let's take your toe off the ground and activate more calf as well. She has her hand placement on her quads. What that's doing is taking the pressure off. You don't want to rest it on your knee. Keep it right up here though. Each side, 15 to 20 seconds. If you like, you can always stretch it a little longer. Make sure you get up there, at least a 15 though, so that you get a good long lasting stretch. Next movement we're going to do is a quad stretch. You and your partner kind of work through that together, holding on to one another, grabbing your foot, bring it in close, and stretch. Now what you want to do is each side, once again, 15-20 seconds. Keep in mind you want your knee tucked into the body. You don't want to be out here. If you're struggling with that or you want to get deeper for the quad, you can always do it laying down. When you lay down to do it, similar, keep your knee low like that. You can also use the heel of your other foot, push on the knee. Should feel in your quad, real tight. Same thing with the other side. Or if you're doing standing, it's real easy. Switch sides, 15-20 seconds, guys. All right. So the next stretch is going to be a little bit of a hip opener. All we're basically going to do is squat. When we squat though, we'll squat deeper, and you're just going to try to sit as long as you can. You can change up how deep your feet are. If you need to, you can press with your elbows out. This is one of those, hold it for what you can. I've had to work over time to be able to hold this, and then work on getting your back up and too. If you can't get as deep and hold it, you can always use a block to support you. Get down there. Once again, using your elbows to open up the adductor complex, and just do little holds for however long you can. Time yourself. Over time, give yourself more time. Maybe squat throughout the day. Each time, just a few seconds longer. Great job. Once again, you can use any object to sit on in order to change up your depth. Next thing we're going to do is for the back. So you're just going to get on all fours. It's going to be the cat-cow pose. That looks like you're down on all fours, and you really just arch your back. Whenever you need a rest, you just sit down like that. And back up. Just like that. So you can do each one 2-3 times, see how you like it. Like I said, any stretch feels better and you're a little tight, you can hold it for longer than the 15-20 seconds. Do what feels best for you and your body. Next thing we're going to do is right from that movement with the shoulders, we're going to essentially thread the needle, working on the posterior shoulder complex. So what that looks like, with whichever hand you're doing first, route it through the bottom, drop it into the ground. You should feel a deep stretch. Once again, hold it 15-20 seconds, and switch. The more comfortable you are with each shoulder, you can really drop lower and pull deeper to see how far you can reach. Whenever you're done with that, we're going to move to the anterior side of your body for the final shoulders and chest. What that's going to look like is, if you don't have any bands, you can interlock your hands, pull deep, and then try to lift your arms up. I'm not very flexible, so this one doesn't quite work for me, but that's going to stretch your front shoulder as well as your chest opening up. If you don't have the ability to do that, you can use bands. I have different thickness and bands, so if you're a little less flexible like me, start with an easier band, bring it around. If that's too easy for you, just swap the band, keep moving up. If it's difficult at first, just kind of warm it up, and if you want, do a few extra seconds on each band, see how far you can go. You don't want to bounce on it, just kind of hold it. Get a doorway as well for the chest. You could always, if either of those options work for you, you're not flexible and you don't have the bands, you want to stand in front of the doorway, arm at a 90-degree angle, and push that arm back 90 degrees. Last thing we're going to do is for triceps. So we're going to put the tricep on a stretch. How we're going to do that is we're going to reach deep behind. Pull down just like that. It's 30 seconds each side. One thing to keep in note, if you're not very flexible, you'll have a hard time looking down. You don't want to choke yourself if you bent over, so try to stay upright. 15-20 seconds goes by, go ahead and switch sides. Great job, everyone. That concludes our quarantine partner party workout and my final project. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.